The views expressed in this video are for entertainment purposes only, and they are my personal views. Please enjoy the video.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Circle BR Ranch. Today we're going to dive into ghosts, spirits, poltergeists, things of that sort. I'm going to have a whole season, I believe, if there is a lot of interest for it in the supernatural as a whole. But today I want to dive into specifically, spirits and ghosts and things like that. So hope you guys are ready, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So let's dive right in. First of all of human history, basically, has corroborating evidence that there are some sort of supernatural spirits that remain in this plane of some sort. There have been plenty of sightings throughout, the last several thousand years of human history. And what is really interesting to me is that a lot of these sightings are from different cultures that can be, several thousand years apart. And yet the evidence is so similar, and the sightings and explanations of these sightings are so similar between all of these different cultures around the world. So for me, it gives a lot of, circumstantial evidence that spirits of some sort are still here after they've passed on to the next life. So that's really interesting to me. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to start this series with ghosts and spirits. Now, when it comes to poltergeists are believed to be evil and or demonic spirits that can physically harm human beings here on the living side of the world. I don't know necessarily that I believe in spirits that can physically harm or touch in any way. There's not a whole lot of evidence for that for me to believe, although there is a lot of people that have many claims over the last several hundred years at least. But when it comes to spirits, most of the sightings are usually some sort of apparition where it looks like a version of me that's, transparent, translucent, whatever it is. Or it could be as simple as, orbs floating across the screens. And one of my favorite YouTube channels, and I don't mean to, try to get attention from them, but my favorite YouTube channels are, Daz Games and Sam and Colby and, Call Me Chris and Selena Spooky Boo. They seem to have a lot of orbs, and they seem to get a lot of, activity when it comes to their channels. Now, this may all just be entertainment for, their YouTube channels, and if that is the case, they are still very entertaining, and that's why I enjoy them. But I see, some of the things that are on those channels are very convincing to me. Whether they're real or not, they do convince me. I feel that it's very believable to a lot of other people. But orbs seems to be the most common in recent history, along with, the physical embodiment apparitions of actual people. The only problem with that I believe that a lot of people have that don't believe in ghosts is that it's very hard to get video or picture evidence of those, full body apparitions. And orbs can be easily misconstrued as, dust floating around or, bugs flying in front of the camera real close and making it look like something is floating in front of you. So I see a lot of debunking videos and things like that, that do that exact thing. They debunk the claims done by these YouTubers and these people on, Netflix and things like that. But for me, the tools that they use, the flashlights, the things like that, have to at least make you think, is this real? Could this possibly be something? If so many people, thousands and, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people throughout recorded human history have seen and or felt and, believed in all of these spirits, could there really be something to that? And to me, absolutely, I think there could. Now, is it exactly as it is claimed on all these channels? Maybe not. But my personal beliefs is that spirits are here for a specific reason. If they did not move on to whatever is next for us, which I believe personally is, some sort of holding place until, Christ's return, because I am a Christian. I don't believe that anybody goes to heaven. I believe they move on to the next form of this world and wait until, Christ's return. And there are plenty of other religious beliefs that we can dive into later on if there's interest. But I think that those people that are here have some sort of unfinished business, whether it be with a loved one, a family member, a spouse, things like that. And a little bit of a personal belief for me just happened to be recently when my grandmother passed. I had seen in my dreams an apparition of my grandfather who had passed nearly 30 years before. And I'd only seen him the once in many years. And then after my grandmother passed, I never saw either one of them again in my dreams. I believe that my grandpa was here somewhat to watch over me and my family, and especially my grandmother, his wife, until it was time for her to move on to that next plane with him. And when she did, I believe that he moved on with her and no longer had any unfinished business here. But that's, just a personal story. And to me, it really opened up the world of ghost hunting and all of that. So I gained a much larger interest in it after that. Now, I do, again, very much enjoy, paranormal channels like the ones that I've talked about earlier. But I don't believe that there are evil spirits so much so that evil people can become evil spirits and do things like the poltergeists and things like that. I don't believe that they can physically manifest and hurt people or cause any sort of harm to living beings. But I do believe in demonic spirits, and I'm sure that they have some sort of limited power in order to move into this plane from wherever it is that they come from and cause harm and or, possess people and take over their bodies and make them do things that they shouldn't. But I also believe that with that, in order for them to do that, they must be invited in some way. You must have some sort of darkness in your heart for them to come in and actually take over your body and do the things that they do. Now again, these are all just personal beliefs of mine, but I think they're interesting and in a way thought provoking. And I'm hoping that will, go through, in this video. And I hope that other people are interested. And maybe if you don't believe in it, maybe you should dive into it a little bit more. Maybe it's something that, would make a lot of sense for you. So when it comes to, like I said, spirits, apparitions, ghosts, and all of that, I don't think that any of them are here forcibly. I think that if they're here because they want to be here to do whatever it is that they are hoping to do before they cross on to the next plane. And with other religions, there's plenty of other explanations for it that I can dive into later on. But when it comes to them specifically, I think that what we have seen over history, the vast majority of them, while they may be somewhat embellished, could very well be real. I think that spirits are here in some way able to cross into the living plane from wherever it is that they are, the veil or whatever it is, and that they are able to do, somewhat interact with the living side. So it's a very interesting concept, and I hope that this video has kind of piqued the interest of other people that have watched it. And I would absolutely recommend, if you're into ghost hunting or anything like that, hitting that subscribe button and liking this video and sharing it, anywhere and everywhere. I have no intention of ever monetizing this channel. This is something that's more of like a passion pet project for me, and I plan to expand it out as much as possible. So the very first series will be supernatural. I plan to keep up with the supernatural as a deep dive, more so than this video, into every aspect of the supernatural and try to have a little bit of fun with it. So if you guys enjoy it, like I said, please like and subscribe. Share it out with your friends and family that may have an interest in it. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Much love. And as always, God bless.